All right, welcome to this SevOne how-to video. I'm Brian Promised, joined today by Rob Lawton. Today we're actually going to talk about the calendar heat map, or more just like Rob is going to talk to you about the calendar heat map, really what it is, and where our customers are finding value in it. Rob, welcome today, and can you give us a little more insight onto, pun intended, on the calendar heat map?
Hi, Brian. Yeah, I certainly can. So the calendar heat map is a great way to visualize data points that you collect from your devices, from your network, over a protracted period of time that renders them in a easy to identify for a human being at a glance, in order to spot trends that are happening over time. So quick example here, we're looking at a network segment, and we've got some interfaces that are normally quite quiet, and we can see there's some unusual activity up here in yellow. Now, by clicking on that, I can go to an interface, a link, and launch a calendar heat map to better understand what is happening at that level. And straight away, we can see that the calendar format presents itself. So we're looking at hourly data from that link, and there we go. We can see that what's driving that utilization, ordinarily everything's green or it's yellow, but what's driving that really is at 6 a.m. for the last 4 days, we can see that there's some very high levels of utilization. Now, if we wanted to go a stage further, we can, of course. We could then click on that and go to a flow-based view to examine what applications were traversing the link in order to better understand the situation. So in essence, what a calendar heat map does well is presents lots of data point in a calendar format that makes it very easy at a glance to understand what trends are happening.
Yeah, I'll say the visualization to give you a pinpoint where to start, right? As you said, this red stripe at 6 a.m, on Sunday through Wednesday, right? Makes it it definitely does stand out as a place to at least start some troubleshooting efforts. So, Rob, so again, we're looking at at a 24-hour period on the top. We have a week-long, at this point, Wednesday to Wednesday, given that we're looking at the past 7 days. Have you seen any use cases for someone looking beyond 7 days? Because I know we can adjust time spans on other reports. What have you seen with the calendar heat map? And on
absolutely
longer than that?
Absolutely. So some use cases lend themselves to better to different time spans. Obviously, because this is calendar based, if you want to look below a day or below a week, you can do, of course, and that's going to bring back the data for those days. And for things like resource management, CPU, memory, link utilization, these kind of things, these kind of indicators lend themselves very well to over a week's period like this. But then when you start to look at data over a month, for example, this also lends itself very well to MSP customers that we have. And we do have customers in that domain that use this for capacity. So you would take a customer and a link, and they have reporting requirements for these customers because they manage the links for them. And they use this to plot threshold violations over the month, because that's the billing cycle for the customers. And they can use that information to then advise the customers that perhaps it's time to upgrade the link. And in some cases, they can, what they do is they export the data for macros that they have in other tools like Excel, for example, and they run these simulations through these macros to see what would happen if they upgraded the link for what percentage of time would they then be overutilization. So they can then look at what, link upgrade is the right one for the customer. But it all starts here with SevOne, and we enable those customers to at least see when they are going over threshold.
See in the pinpoint. What would if we look at this from what would a month calendar look like? I assume it's going to get a little different view to it. Yeah.
So we can go to the last month, the past month. So if we take that and we go at the past month, we can see that for this particular link, there was quite a lot happening. So our initial problem, our 6 a.m. High utilization, we can see if we go back in time, this was happening a lot more regularly than we at first thought. What we're seeing here, and the great thing about this calendar heat map, is there's no need to worry about representing lots and lots and lots of tiny data points over a month, because the calendar heat map automatically chooses the correct aggregation point according to the time span. So if I choose the past month, or if I choose the past 7 days, or whatever time span I choose, the visualization, the calendar heat map, will automatically choose the most appropriate aggregation point to represent the data over the time span. So here we're choosing the last month, and we're looking at daily aggregation points. But as we saw before, when we go back to past 7 days, we're looking at hourly.
Well, fantastic. Rob, appreciate taking the time today to show everyone the power of the calendar heat map on both the week and month use cases. Folks, if you have any questions about this capability or other components of the SevOne Network Data Platform, please reach out to us at sevone.com. Happy to engage with you, help you understand that much more how these advanced visualizations can help you to democratize your data. Rob, appreciate your time, and we'll I guess we'll sign up for now. Thanks, everybody.